Hello my peeps and welcome. Today I'm going to be working on a mixed media piece that I did the other day. But before we get into that, I would like to give a shout out to Peach's Palette, who is the comment of the week. Thank you so much for your comment. I really like reading all those comments. And if you would like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is comment under any video. That could have been you. Oh my goodness. I also have a Patreon page where you get early access to videos, shout out at the end of the video, exclusive monthly drawing and things like that. I also have an Etsy shop. Links to both of those are in the description if you're interested. Also, I am sort of changing up my upload schedule. I don't have anything set in stone just yet. But I'm sort of kind of going back to the uploading on a semi-regular basis every 2 to 3 weeks, but not on a particular day. And it's going to be like that until the semester ends, because I have to prioritize that. Oopsie! So, yeah, that's the thing. Also, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, I remembered. I had a completely different video planned for today. I filmed and mostly edited a vlog type video, but it didn't work out. So this is just a drawing that I did in that video. So yeah, a little unfortunate, but such is life. I did spend a lot of time on it though. But you know, it is what it is, and things like that happen sometimes. But yeah, this is just one of 2 drawings that I did in that video. I think this one was the best one out of the 2 that I did, so I chose this one. The first one I was like, yeah, this is just a warm-up, because it was kind of challenging. And I haven't been doing a ton of drawing recently because of so busy with school. And because of that, I haven't been doing a lot of sketching and stuff, and so I was a little rusty, just a little rusty. So that first drawing, like I said, kind of served as a warm-up for this one, which ended up turning out, in my opinion, a little better. And it's like a mixed media. So we use Copics. I haven't used Copics in a while. It's just a whole thing. I love Copics, of course. That has never changed. But sometimes I feel like my Copic drawings are a little rushed, and in some ways they are. But that's just because that's just how I draw in general. I am a fast drawer. And I don't mean that in how to say it. I just draw really fast, and it's not necessarily intentional. But at the same time, I'm kind of impatient with some things, and yeah, I don't have the patience for little teeny weeny details, but I got time for that, or at least I don't. So when it comes to Copic markers, I don't have the patience to be blocking out, leaving space for highlights and layering all the colors. I do some of that, but not enough for the look that I want to get out of my Copic pieces. And I know the only solution to that is to slow down and to put a little more time and effort into these Copic drawings. But for the time being, I don't think I'll be doing that. And for the look that I want my art to have, I get that from my digital work. So mixed feelings, but not necessarily bad feelings, But for this particular piece, I kind of got the look that I like for my work, with Posca Pens and Prismacolors. So, it worked out in the end. I still didn't spend a ton of time on this drawing. I think I spent around 30 minutes on it, which is kind of quick. But I think it turned out nice, and I used the same technique in quotes that I used in the last video, except last video I used watercolors, this time I used Copics. And after I laid the base colors down with the medium of my choice, in this case Copics, I then went over the drawing with Posca Pens and kind of smudged them out with my finger. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that's not how they're supposed to be used, but who's to say they can't be used like that? Who's making the rules? I haven't heard any rules. I can do what I want. Anyways, I have no idea what type of paper this is, but whatever type of paper it is, it did not take the Prismacolors well. I think it's some type of Bristol. I just don't remember what brand or anything. But the Prismacolors did not like this at all, so the Prismacolors did not lay down well at all. In fact, it kind of felt like I was coloring like nothing. It didn't feel like they went down on the page at all. So I don't know. I suspect that it's just the texture of the paper, because it's very smooth. It doesn't have any like texture to it really. So I'm guessing that that's what it is. I don't think that it's because of the Posca pen at all, because I didn't have that issue last time. So I definitely think it's the paper. So there are some areas that I felt could have been blended out a little bit better when it came to when I started layering the Prismacolors, but there wasn't much I could do about that because of the paper that I chose. But in my experience, papers with a little more texture, like watercolor paper, are not the best for Copics because of the Copic nibs. Like, they're a little too rough on the nibs. Plus, they really absorb the ink and the markers a lot because of that's just the nature of those types of papers, like watercolor paper. They're supposed to be absorbent, which is great for watercolors, but maybe not as great for markers. I have learned in my personal experience. So, I've also tried watercolors on Bristol, which is the inverse of what I just said. And Bristol is not as absorbent as watercolor paper, and so the watercolors kind of just sat on top a little, if I recall. I made that video like years ago, so I can't remember well what happened, but I think that's just what it was. Like, it didn't take the water as well because the watercolor just kind of sat on top because of the paper, if I recall. I do know that I have not tried it again, so that kind of gives you an idea of how I felt about that. But this drawing wasn't too bad, you know. It wasn't too bad or anything. And I was able to sort of mimic the look that I get with my digital work, particularly in the nose area, which is the only area that I care about. I don't know why I love drawing noses so much, but I do. And like when it comes to a drawing, I often judge whether or not the drawing is good or not. Like one of my own pieces, I judge whether it's good or not by how the nose looks. I don't know if that's weird, but yeah, I like drawing noses. Like, what can I say? And there was like I wasn't super sure with how I was looking right after I finished it with the Copics. And I also forgot that I was doing mixed media, kind of, which I keep doing. Like, I'll take out all the supplies to do a mixed media piece and then forget that that's what I'm doing. But I was able to kind of fix some of the issues that I saw with the Posca Pens and the Prismacolors, because I put some of the shadows in the wrong place on the face. Like, I made the shadows under the eyebrow way too dark, and I was able to fix it with some Prismacolors. And just little things like that, like areas where I could have done a little better with the Copics. Could have taken my time. Maybe could have. Yeah, that's what I could have done. I just could have taken my time with it, but I didn't. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to my patrons, Mary Mint Illustrations, Sister Donna 55, and a Spooky Rose. Thanks so much for being my patron. I really appreciate you and everything you do. Wow, oh my goodness. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy the rest of your day, my peeps.